You know, I hate a Democrat. This is why I hate them. I gotta pull over here and right here. This is why I hate them. See that sign? The Mathis sign? They did not get permission to put that sign on my property. So all of these other signs, people asked to put them on my property. That sign there, nope. Did not ask. So yeah, a Democrat thinks what's mine is theirs, what's yours is theirs. So they don't ask permission, they just think they can do it. So this sign is coming down. And I had the same problem in the last election 2 years ago. I think it was a Democrat that put a sign up here that did not have my permission to do that. Hey, this is some good rebar that they put the sign up with. So I do have a couple of pieces of good rebar. Democrats, they're no good, I tell you. That's why you should not be voting for them, because they're just, what makes you think just because I guess there are other signs on the property, you think you can go ahead and put your sign up? No, that's not the case. There was a sign 2 miles north of here I was going to show you this morning, because again, it was a Democrat. It was sitting right in the state highway right-of-way. It wasn't 6 inches off of the shoulder of the road where they put the first pole and then put the sign up. So clearly in the right-of-way. And that's not allowed. You cannot do that. If you remember, a couple of years ago, State Highway Administration came down and pulled up all of the signs on my property, claiming it was in the right-of-way, which they were not. But that sign this morning that was in the right-of-way, it was missing. It had been there about 2 weeks, I guess. It was missing this morning, so I don't know if, and it was a Democrat sign, so I don't know if maybe the landowner finally pulled it up because they didn't have permission, or maybe the state highway came through and took it up. I'm not really sure. But Democrats, they're worthless. Oh wow, ain't this a wonderful day. We did have a skosh bit more rain yesterday. Let's see. Yep, same thing as what my digital gauge calculated. I've got 0.3 inches there. So all totaled, what did we get? About 1.5 inches total in the last 5 or 6 days, I guess. Beautiful rain. So I do need to clarify about what I just said concerning my rant with the Democrats and the signs. So I said I don't like Democrats, I despise Democrats. It's the Democratic politicians I despise. Now, I do know people who are Democrats that vote Democrats, and I guess I cannot say I dislike all of them, but I sure wish they would think about what they're voting for. because the more I read about what the Democratic Party is for, it's just unbelievable how far left they have gone. When you look at this guy in Maine, Platner, is that his name? With the Nazi symbol on his chest and all of these things that he has said in the past on his Facebook posts, or was it Facebook or Reddit or wherever it was. And the Democratic Party is endorsing him and saying, oh yeah, of course, Mamdani in New York, Spanberger in Virginia, oh my God. You know, she said one thing and she's doing totally the opposite of what she said during her campaign. And Virginia is, well, you get what you vote for. So yeah, it's Democratic politicians. I have no use for them. I really don't. They need to come back to the middle. Today's Republican is what Democrats were 25 years ago. That's how far left we have shifted in the United States. And this is scary. If Congress flips this fall in the election and goes both the Senate and the House to the Democrats, we're screwed. And then if we follow that up with a Democratic president in 2 more years, or 2.5 more years, we're fucked at that point. There's no other way to put it. Because they are, unless the Democratic Party changes their ways, we're going to be fucked big time. Trans issues, the bathroom issues, the sports issues with the trans, oh my God, the things that the Democratic Party is for now, unbelievable. So yeah, if you're one of those that votes Democrat, you need to reconsider your vote, and you really need to look hard at what you're voting for, because this is crazy. Okay, that's enough of my rant. I will shut up now over that, at least for now. My God, I wish I could make this stuff up. Okay, I said I would stop ranting, but I can't. So I opened up my Fox News app, and this is the headline I'm reading. Boston Mayor's office facing backlash for promoting trans period pride event for trans menstruators. You can come up with the most extreme event now in your head and think, no way this is going to happen. And yes, someone has thought of it, and more than likely a Democrat has thought of it, and they're going to put it on. So that mayor in Boston, Michelle Wu, so her office is facing backlash after promoting a trans period pride event at a public library centered on menstrual equity, and transgender experiences with menstruation. How is a transgender's experience with menstruation any different from a regular woman's experience with menstruation? Do they think that these guys who have trans to girls are having menstrual cycles? Well, yes, they do think that. That's the problem, is they're that stupid that they do think guys who have transitioned to women can have a menstrual cycle just because they're trans now. So a post on Tuesday featuring a graphic with a pink tampon and blue menstrual pad read, "Join Mass Now," and the Massachusetts Trans Political Coalition for a consciousness-raising discussion on menstrual equity and the experiences of trans menstruators. It's a free event. It's going to be held in June, if you'd like to go, at the Boston Public Library's Copley branch. It includes a catered dinner, and you get free period underwear that's provided to all attendees. What is period underwear? This is the type of insanity I'm talking about. that and the hell of it is, our kids in school have been brainwashed over the last 20 years to believe this stuff. And they can't come out and talk against it because they'll be thrown into the principal's office never to be found again. Or, well, we don't kick anybody out of school anymore because everybody has to graduate. So even if you're no good or you do something bad, we're going to keep you in school until you're 25 years old. Because by damn, you're going to get a diploma. It's no way we're kicking you out for anything. Some of the comments online, this cannot be real. Well, yes, it is. Is this a joke? No, it's not. Y'all have lost your minds. Yes, they have. This, oh my God. Every day I can read something stupid like this that the Dems are doing. Unbelievable. So the other news is apparently former First Lady Jill Biden is doing an interview. I guess it will be aired this coming Sunday on 60 Minutes, but they have released a clip of it. And she's talking about Joe Biden in that debate against Donald Trump, how he did so badly, and that's what got him out of the race, and how now Jill is saying, oh my God, as I was watching it in real time, I thought he was having a stroke. Well, why the heck did you come out after the debate and take his hand and walk him to the bathroom and say, oh, Joe, you did such a great job today. You answered all of the questions. If you were that concerned about your husband having a stroke, wouldn't you have taken him to the hospital to see a doctor? The Democratic Party, it's crazy. And then there was another, what was the other, there was another crazy headline here. Something about a governor, I think it was Walz. Governor Walz in Minnesota is he has pardoned a violent, convicted illegal alien arrested by ICE just before this alien was deported, apparently. Minnesota's Democratic governor on Wednesday pardoned an illegal alien previously convicted of armed robbery before he could be deported by ICE. This illegal alien, I can't say his name, from Laos, was convicted of aiding and abetting an armed robbery in Hennepin County in 1994. The incident occurred when he was 18 years old. Oh, damn it. A frickin' ad. Delete that. He was arrested by ICE as part of the Operation Metro Surge in Minneapolis in January. When Tim Walz heard of this guy's arrest, the guy requested clemency to avoid being deported. The governor called a special session of the state's Board of Pardons Clemency Review Commission to ensure the case was reviewed before this guy's deportation could be completed. The commission reasoned that Vong hadn't committed further crimes since he was released from prison, had started a family, and owns a local painting business. Oh, isn't that great? This criminal he has reformed himself, and because he has a family now in the U.S. and owns a local business, he can't be deported. He has become a critical member of the community since his release from prison. I can find no reason how Minnesota will be safer or better if Vong is deported to a country he has not been to since he was a child. I do not see how it could serve his family nor the economic interests where we have a taxpaying citizen who is creating job growth and living a life free from any criminal activity, Walz said. Oh, the poor baby. This is the kind of stuff the Democratic Party is supporting now. Serenity now, serenity now. It has been a beautiful day today, about 80 degrees. I think it's supposed to be a little bit cooler tomorrow, but the sun has been out all day. Nice breeze blowing. Not a whole lot I can do at the farm. I spent most of my day at the hardware store. We are planning a community event to celebrate our 250th anniversary of the country this year. So I came up with this, another one of my bright ideas. We need to do something as a community to celebrate our country's 250th anniversary. So yeah, I came up with this idea about a month and a half ago when I was sitting on a tractor one afternoon. What was I doing, planting or spraying? I don't know what the hell I was doing, but that is my best thinking time. And so I presented the idea to my daughter, and she said, yep, that sounds great. She came up with the name for it. We're going to call it Ridge White and Blue, because the town that the hardware store is in is called Ridge. That is the town name. So Ridge White and Blue. And we got together with our local American Legion to say, hey, would you like to help us out with this event and help support this event? They said, sure, we would. So we sat down, we've had a couple of meetings, we've come up with a date. So we are going to do a lawnmower parade, and then we're going to do a pageant for the kids to find the best dressed Betsy Ross and Uncle Sam. So I think we're limiting the kids ages 5 to 12 years old, I believe. And then after the parade and the pageant, we're just going to do some fun spectator games, just the old style stuff, the stuff you remember from your youth, a sack race, a three-legged race, maybe a screwdriving or a nail banging contest, a bale throwing contest, maybe we'll throw in a watermelon eating contest or a sweet corn eating contest. So just going to have a bunch of fun games, try to make it free for the community. Hopefully we'll get enough donations so we can have some free food there, free sodas or free water, chips. We're going to try to do a dunk tank there, get some local business owners in the dunk tank and see if we can get people to hit that little button and dump them in the water. So yeah, I was at the store today working on this a little bit and just working on store stuff. So I'm out of there now, and I think it's time to head home and do some stuff at my house, maybe cut the grass, because the grass is growing now since we have gotten rain. All right, let me wrap this one up and say, see ya!